Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Stollings, you know me here on YouTube as MarauderEX, and as always I'm your host for Operational Recap, where I take some of the stories from operainfo.com and I show them off here on YouTube because I live here on YouTube. I used to do the writing thing, you know, but now I just kind of live here. I'm their YouTube troll. I just kind of hang out, post trailers, that sort of thing, you know, that's what I do. This week's stories are all kind of entertaining because they're all JRPG related. It's a little strange. I didn't realize this until I was getting them organized this morning. I'm like, huh, that's a theme? Okay, so the first story for this week is Disgaea 5 coming out to North America. Kind of surprising and kind of not. I mean, Disgaea is, you know, one of the biggest franchises that NIS has, so not really all that surprising, but it's kind of surprising because it seems like I've heard less and less as the Disgaea series goes on. Like, I got one, seemed to have hyped the crap out of that one for a little while for, you know, the size of, and the scope, and then just over time it's like I hear less and less about each. Like, I could have swore I heard, like, maybe a blurb about Disgaea 4 before it came out. I'm like, did it actually come out? Hey, it's out, I should go buy that. So hopefully this one gets a little bit more press treatment, and I'm going to do my best to contribute to that. So it is coming out in North America if you're a Disgaea fan. It's not going to be for a while. It's coming out in Japan in March of 2015, March 26th to be specific. So it's going to be a while. There's not a date given on the article, so we've got some time. Just a little bit of time. But, you know, again, if you're a fan of Disgaea, if you're a fan of, like, min-maxing tactical RPGs, it is one of the best tactical RPGs I've ever played. It also has so much depth to how to play the game, how you can... there's so much variety that it's very intimidating. Like, I've been playing strategy RPGs for a very long time, and I look at Disgaea and go, what do I want to do? What? So it's a bit much, but it's fun. So if you can get into the game, if this is probably your first strategy RPG, probably not. I'd start with something a little bit easier, but it is fantastic. So if you're a fan, yay. If you're not a fan, check it out. See what you think. It's, you know, it's fun. It's fun. The next story for this week, I don't want to talk about who it is, but Sega. I really gotta, like, one of these days I hope we can bury the hatchet, Sega and I. Like, you know, we used to be tight. Like, I was one of those kids who said, no, I want a Sega Saturn instead of a PlayStation or an N64. I was one of those kids. So I really hope we can bury the hatchet one day, Sega. Give me a call. We'll see if you know, hurt feelings can't be met. Anyway, Sega is releasing Resonance of Fate on the PlayStation Network. So, a lot of people, this is one of those games that either people loved or hated. I've not really seen kind of a middle ground. Like, I've not met anyone's like, it's okay. I personally have it. I like it. Unique combat system. A lot of people say it's a little grindy. But, again, I'm also one of those people who picked up Final Fantasy XI, and if you want to talk about grind, there's nothing that equates to that grind back in, you know, the early 2000s. It's like, oh, you want to get A level? Alright, you're going to be, you know, XPing for a week to get A level. It's up there. But Resonance of Fate came out on the 360 and PS3 back in the day. It was, like I said, it was unique. It has a vastly different take on tactical RPGs. It also has a completely different art style because everyone uses guns, and it's very steampunk, futuristic. It's different is really the best way to say it. So if you're looking for a tactical RPG, it's not quite, you know, sword and sorcery, but also not something like Advance Wars that's, you know, that's more modern but not cartoony. This is your game. So it will be available on the PlayStation Network. Really surprised. This game is one that's picked. Sega is starting to lean more and more toward digital distribution, starting to phase out the physical distribution of games. opting for the lower overhead and the quicker release of digital. They've been using this model for PC gaming since, you know, they got into PC gaming with the Total War series. So it's not, like I said, not a surprise that this game, or that the game's coming out on PlayStation Network. It's just this game. It's like not really what I would have expected. So, but I'm glad, because I would love to be able to see more people playing this game, because it's neat, and you know, just so much. It's so much, like the article that we have is like talks about the battle system, the hero actions, the unique story, the beautiful environments, and the customization, and that's really just kind of watering it down of what it can do. So it's, yeah. And the last story for this week is Pure Solar, because I'm never going to stop talking about this game. Never. Not once am I going to stop. So, again, I'm a Kickstarter backer. I got an email, and this email was also forwarded to several, you know, news outlets, because it talks about the release date. So, it's only part of the release date, though. The PlayStation Network release, which is for PS3 and PS4, Steam and Ouya, because, you know, they did that was part of the Kickstarter, and then in between them starting the Kickstarter and now the Ouya went. So those 4 copies will be out September 30th. So that will be 3 days from when I'm recording this. So in 3 days, if you have a PS3, a PS4, a Steam, or for whatever reason an Ouya, pick this game up if you have not already, if you didn't back it on the Kickstarter, if you haven't pre-ordered it, whatever. Pick this game up. I really want to see this development studio succeed. Watermelon, just they've blown me away with this. Like I said, I've been following up on the Kickstarter details. It's, yes. Downside is the Wii U, Xbox One versions. Don't know when the release is going to be for them. It's supposed to be before the end of the year, hopefully, but was not given in the initial release. Same with the Dreamcast version, and you know, they specifically say that the Dreamcast version is going to take a little bit longer than every other version because it is going to be physical, and the physical game cannot be patched once it releases. So they want to make sure it is 100% up to snuff. So I don't mind waiting a little bit longer. I mean, I've waited, you know, since 2012 at this point. I can wait a little bit longer to play this magnificent game. And I'm hyping the crap out of this game, and I know it's going to come out and people are going to be like, you lied to me. And, you know, like, I'm super hyped about it. So if I'm super hyped about it, I'm probably not going to be easily disappointed by it. So if you do get it and are disappointed due to my words, sorry, but not sorry, I guess, because I want to play it. I want to play it now. So yeah, that's been the recap for this week. Like I said, kind of JRPG, you know, 2 tactical games and, you know, a traditional turn-based. So, didn't realize that was going to be a thing until I just started looking at them, so. But I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my weekend. I strongly suggest you all do the same. Get some gaming in, get some rest. Enjoy what little bit of sunshine is left before the cold, cold embrace of fall and winter hits us. Because I already started noticing it's starting to get colder, it's starting to get rainier. So I'm going to go and enjoy the last little bit of sunlight before winter comes. And I'm not going to do Game of Thrones Winter's Coming. No, I'm not going to do it. Just no. And I will see you guys next week for another recap. Until then, later everyone.